away. Great ball for Smith. Smith's in behind. Hopkins chasing. Shoots and scores! Great forward again. Another. Here we go! Lines it up. We're away! Lines it into the bottom corner! Really well there. Moffat cuts inside. Moffat! What the great head. Welcome back to FBTV, part of the Football Brisbane Media Group. I'm Robert Blanch and we're here at Goodwin Park for this round 13 Veto League blockbuster between Olympic FC and Rochedale Rovers. I'm joined today by Football Brisbane analyst Bobby Hamilton. Bobby, first to the show, welcome aboard.
Thanks, Blanch. Nice to be here.
Now, mate, we were here last time at Olympic and you filmed and you were with us and you gave us some great insights. I'm just going to start with a simple question. How do you see this game going today?
If you look at the teams near the top of the league, namely top 5 or 6, there's very, very little between them on any given day. Olympic being at home, they had, if you look at their performance last week, it would have been a morale boost for them. They'll come into this game with a lot of confidence because it was a dominant performance against a team that was, I believe was sitting second top at the time. So Redlands had a good run. Olympic went over there on a Saturday night and actually dominated. They went a goal down early, but came back strong and never relinquished the game at all.
Signing of Matt Mundy, very close to transfer deadline on Friday by Rochedale Rovers. Do you think first, will he take a spot on the park? And if he does, do you see him having an influence coming back from the Brisbane rule?
The answer to your first question is it really depends on the thoughts of the coach at Rochdale. They're a team that's the top of the league, and sometimes a player of that quality coming in, it's really a guesswork where the coach will sit him on the bench and keep him in reserve or bring him straight into the starting lineup. Really depends. That's a hard call.
I think at the end of the day, no matter who plays or who takes the park, this is going to be a good game of football. I think there might be a little bit of tactical work going on as well. It could be a bit of a game of chess between the two coaches, both very good exponents of tactical football.
Well, it's two teams with quality players on both sides, and both teams can score goals. I said that the last time Olympic were here at home. They had opportunities, they did score. They should have actually went 2-0 in front against Wynnum, but it wasn't to be. And again, as we called it the last time, it was a very close encounter, and I don't see anything different today. The players in both teams or squads, they're quality players, and it'll be a tight affair. There's no question about that.
I'm not sure if the reserves match here prior to this game gives you any sort of insight into what the score might be, but if we look at the scoreboard, 6-0 to Olympic over Rochedale. Never thought I'd see a day when that score was up on a scoreboard.
It's unique, and a 6-0 scoreline for Olympic at reserve level. Obviously they're starting to do things in the proper manner, and again, it's another little boost, because if you know your first team's going well and your reserves are starting to get results like that, then that's what you want to see as a head coach and as a club.
I'll throw it to you now, as I always do. Your prediction for half-time?
Well, as I said, I think it'll be a tight affair. Both teams have got goals in them. I would say, again, 1-1 at half-time.
Okay, there we have it. Another 1-1 prediction for half-time. We'll be back after the first 45 minutes. The match this evening is one of the fiercest contests in Brisbane football. The visitors sit atop the table, while Olympic occupies 7th spot, a position unheard of in recent years, and it is certainly match of the round. Olympic FC coach Jim Bellas will be wondering what he has to do to get his side to show the consistency that they have become known for. Whilst playing well, they have not picked up the points to be a serious threat. But he will be confident after the result away to high-flying Redlands last time out. Rochedale Rovers coach Tim Brown will be smiling, sitting in first place, playing good football and picking up the signatures of the returning Rhys Hastings and Brisbane Raw defender Matt Mundy to give their squad a mid-season boost. He'll be confident of success here today and keep the pack chasing. The officials for tonight's match are referee Matthew Skinner and his assistant referees Andrew Lindsay and Anton Shatinian. Sato on the far side. Head up. launches it long. Looking for Smits. Over Smits. Hastings hustling. Slaughter away. Gray. Dumpies. A little bit busy in the middle. Dumpies with a little bit of space. Great ball through for Smits. Smits rolls it. Hastings Eccles gets there. And gets his fingertips to it. Brave keeping. Goes wide. Finds Byrne. Greer. Inside for Petrie. Back for Greer. Spreads it wide. Crack. Good first touch. Better touch there. Olympic knocking it around nicely. Panic slides it through for Butters. He's cut across. Boswell 1! Michael Butters gives Olympic the lead in the 7th minute after some fantastic lead-up play from the home side. Aparicio goes long. Smits with the touch. Hastings. Good defending. Lovell picks up the scraps. Hastings once more. Hastings! Beats Eccles at his near post and equalises for the Rovers in the 11th minute. Great strike on the turn. Aparicio rolls it for Mundy here on the near side. Rolls it back for Sato. Well, looked back. Oh, poor pass. He's given it away. Panic. Waiting for support. It arrives in the shape of Danny Byrne and Evstathis. Great challenge. Puts it out for a corner. Byrne with the corner. It's not a good one. Gray away. Ball straight back for Byrne. Second ball's better. Touched by Thompson. An important one. Slaughter back. Hagel. Good ball into the box. And again, Evstathis' time onto it. They cannot clear their lines. Ooh, solid challenge from Gray. Hastings wins himself a corner. Ball swung in. Evstathis, Smits, and Rochedale are in the lead on the 16th minute with a fantastic combined header. Crack. Brings it down well. Mundy forces him back. Ball inside. Petrie can't keep it. Way. Puts the head down. Lays it for Smits. Measures the cross. Way gets there. Nicolaides just in front of him and forces a corner. Lovell with the ball in. Once again, Evstathis raises highest. Can't control his header. Ball's bouncing around. Lovell. Oh, and gets hacked down from behind. Referee's right there. Lovell not happy. Not surprised. Petrie wide. Slaughter. Crack. First time in. Nodded on. Dealt with well. Lovell can't control it. Greer forward. Looking for Butters. Aparicio goes. Doesn't get there. Butters and Sato. Off the line and then. Shot saved by Aparicio and again off the line. I think this time by Evstathis. The goals lived a charmed life in the last 10 seconds. Aparicio goes long. Slaughter gets a touch. Was he fouled? Smits. Way goes down. Fisk with the challenge. It's a corner for the away side. Slaughter not happy. Referee explaining the situation. Fisk. Panic gives it back. Petrie. Plenty of possession but going nowhere. Panic in the centre of the park. Good ball. Hagel across first time. The shot comes in and again and it's off the defender and gone in the net. It's all tied here at Goodwin Park. 2-2 in the 37th minute. Early ball forward. Oh, Hagel just cannot get a touch. Mundy. Looking for options. Gray. First time through. Lovell does well. Stumbles, gets up. Greer has a couple of grabs at him. Referee says that's enough. Here's your yellow card. He's complaining about it. I'm not sure. Dumpies. Flicks it on. Eccles doesn't get there. Burn! Oh, of all the players in the Olympic side, Danny Burns put it over his own bar. Ball swung right in. Good touch. Dumpies does well, holds the ball up, gets his head up, clever ball through, and always collected Eccles. Olympics not happy. I don't think he could do anything else. He was after the ball. Let's have a look. Yeah, Eccles has taken it just before he's arrived. To be fair, he couldn't do much about that. He's getting a chat too. I think that'll all be that's needed. Sato rolls it back. Aparicio mishits his clearance. Still goes a good distance. Smits wins the header. Crack with the ball back. Eccles takes a touch. Takes a touch off Hastings. Two Rochedale players there. And finally Eccles dives on it. Fisk. Switch of play. Hagel, first time. Crack. Gives it inside, gets it back. Thompson, good defending. Aparicio. Only as far as Petrie, can't control it. Dumpies with the touch. Way. Gets his head up. Smits. Options both ways. Gives it back for Way. Delivers the cross. And Lovell! Cody Lovell inside the 18-yard box. Unmarked. Makes it Rochedale 3. Olympic FC 2 in the 43rd minute. Sato comes forward. Lays it off for Way. And that's the half-time whistle here at Goodwin Park. Predictions were for a low-scoring, tight match. 3-2 at half-time. We're barely able to see the game in some periods with the souvlaki smoke absolutely everywhere, especially up my nostrils, which has made me go and have a couple, I can assure you of that. Bobby, 1-1 at half-time was your prediction. 16 minutes, that was gone. But I'm pretty happy it did because we've been entertained by a great game of football out there.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, there's 5 goals. You can't complain about that. I mean, we did say at the beginning, forget about the prediction at half-time, we did say that both are quality sides and they had goals in them. I think that's just proved it. Saying that, I think the smoke signals are out by the way Olympic are defending. You know, they look great going forward, they look menacing going forward, and they've scored two good goals. Could have been 3, but if I was Dixie, you know, I'd be looking seriously at having a talk, getting in the rear about how they're defending. Too far, spread too far across the park. They've got to defend in a half or 2/3 of the field. What they're trying to do, the back 4 are defending the whole width of the park, and the gaps are wide open. So that needs to improve as far as Olympics concerned.
Well, and the fact that Rochedale have enough firepower and experience, that's why they're picking the holes. The channels are there, they're putting them through and getting in behind Olympic quite regularly. Do you see Dixie maybe making a personnel or a tactical change? Do you think that's necessary at this stage at halftime?
No, I don't think so. I mean, last week we spoke about the idea of getting Butters away from the front line as the out-and-out striker, playing him in behind, feeding off somebody else. And last week he did that against Redlands, and it worked a treat. That I thought Dixie had the balance absolutely right last week. The balance is similar today. Okay, they're 3-2 down, but they're still in it, well and truly in it.
Do you see any changes from Rochedale from that side of things? Tim Brown will do anything to change it up, or just to ask his lads maybe more of the same?
Oh, I think so, more of the same. You know, a team that comes here and scores 3 goals in 45 minutes of football, they're obviously doing something right. Probably like similar to Dixie, I don't think he would have been too happy with the 2 goals that they conceded. But again, it's 2 attacking-minded sides, and they're going to score goals.
How do you see the second half panning out, and what do you see the final score?
Well, as I've mentioned, I would have real concerns from Olympics' perspective. they've conceded 3 goals and they're not defending very well at all. They're defending the whole width of the park. You can't do that. And if they continue to do that, I would have to say that Rochedale will come out winners. If they can fix things by talking at half-time, sorting it out and defending a little bit better than what they're doing, then it's going to be a cracker right to the end. It's going to be close right to the end. But if they don't defend, Rochedale will win this by 2 or 3.
The one thing we're all in agreement on, maybe not the score, but this is going to be a cracking 45 minutes of football. So we'll join you after the game for a post-game wrap-up. Welcome back to Goodwin Park, and I'd like to thank Alana Pearson for a fantastic cup of coffee at the half-time break. Ball goes over, Mundy under pressure, Gray steps in, plays it wide. First time ball in, Lovell back. Ball into the middle, Hastings, time, shoots, scores, drives it into the far corner to make it 4-2 in the 55th minute. Ball forward, Thompson gets a touch, uses his body well, plays it, ends up with Ingham. Turns away, gets the ball across. It's over everybody. Love's there. Clips it forward for himself. Gets another touch. Great turn, Hastings. Good work, Nicolaides. Byrne. Cuts out. Onto his left, gets it in. Mundy with the defensive header. Lovell. Hastings. Gets his head up. Switches play. Smith gets there. Pulls a divot. Lovell turns onto his right, shoots, and Eccles snatches it out of the air. Way loses out. Petrie. Nicolaides. Petrie again. Looking for options. Static at the moment, Olympic. Byrne. Panich. Turns away. Great ball for Danny Byrne. Byrne shoots! And Mundy gets himself between the keeper and the line and saves a certain goal. Rios goes long again. Smits wins the header. Slaughter gets his head up, plays it forward. Ball cut out by Dumpies. Dangerous position. Smits tries to clip it through. Hastings, Eccles, he brought him down. The card's gone in the pocket. It'll be a penalty. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah, there's contact. Referee was in a good position. Hastings drives it down the centre. Eccles pushes it away. Slaughter makes sure it's out. Greer clips it forward. Ingham tackled. Thompson forward for McLean. Rolls it back, Dumpies. Gray forward. Hastings on the chase. Too clever for Nicolaides. Gets around him, touches it past Eccles and increases the score to 3 to make it 5-2 in the 72nd minute. Jim Bellis and the coaching staff wondering what just happened, I think. Mundy. Thompson forward. Way goes down. Defender goes down. Play on, says the referee. Reuben Way clips it across to the back. Hastings shoots and hits the side netting. They're going to have to keep an eye on him now. Eccles finds his player. Game's basically ground to a standstill now. Gray Hastings shoots between the legs of Fisk and past the outstretched arm of Eccles and makes it 6. Picks up his hat-trick. Back in Australia, back at Rochedale. Situation normal. McLean goes through. Still got the ball. Well done, the young fella. Ball clipped in. Smits has a go with the left. Ball's played through. Ingham. Flag's gone up. Let's have a look at the wide angle on this one. Ingham in his own half when the ball's played. Can't be offside. Love. Cuts inside. Still going. Ooh, tries to play in Smits. Eccles goes wide. Again, ball cut out before it gets there. Way. Oh, clever back heel. That was ball put on and Smits. One too many touches. Olympic still looking to come forward. Butters still going. Can't force his way through. Too many blue shirts. Burley. Back for Mundy. Goes for a little run. Gives it away. Butters. Good heel. Shot from Petrie. Save from... and again, a double save from Aparicio. The Olympic crowd have seen enough. 5 to go. They're going to miss the car park. Mundy plays it wide. Love in space. Hastings measures his cross. Down by Fisk. Poor touch. Love. Back for Love, who puts his shot straight at Eccles. Good touch from McLean. McLean in. Gets his head up. Oh, should have shot. Should have been more greedy. Olympic come away with it. Petrie clips it forward. Byrne onside. In behind. Saro tracking back. Byrne onto the right foot. Shoots. And looks to curl it into the bottom corner, which we've seen over the past few weeks. And that's the final whistle, which sees the match here at Goodwin Park end. Rochedale Rovers 6, Olympic FC 2. This year's Football Brisbane Coaching Conference, can you give us an update of where we are and what's happening?
Certainly, Blanch. We are the 22nd, 23rd, 24th of June at Nudgee College. The third Football Brisbane Coaching Conference is going to be bigger and better, I think, than the last two. We've got an amazing range of people to present their knowledge of the game to the coaches of Football Brisbane. A reminder to coaches that online registration is available now. It's free to the registered coaches of Football Brisbane. It's a great weekend. Even if they can't get there for the entire weekend, there are sessions Friday night, the Saturday and the Sunday. So get onto the Football Brisbane webpage and register online. And of course I'm with Joe Fennick, the RDO in Central Queensland, and Joe's going to be presenting a couple of sessions, and I think Joe's looking forward very much to coming down to do that.
Joe, well then, the question is, you're coming down to do a few sessions. Everybody knows you in Brisbane. You've gone away on a new adventure, I suppose. Yep. You're going to come back and bring the same enthusiasm to football that you left with?
Absolutely. And if to make sure everybody's there on Saturday, I'm looking forward to it. And it's going to be some really good sessions. Not just mine, everybody's. I think it's very exciting this year.
Do you see this as a crucial part of Football Brisbane's grassroots attempt to lift the quality of our coaching and, of course, of our players?
Oh, look, the product here, football-wise, in Football Brisbane is fantastic, but it's only going to get better with good coach education. So I think the better the coaches, the better the players. And look, it's just going to be fantastic. I know it.
Kenny, nothing more I can say than an emphatic Rochedale Rovers victory here today. Dominant first half, dominant second half, and to be fair, one of the best displays of attacking football I've seen in quite some time.
Yeah, there are a couple of teams that like to attack, and probably let the opposition play a bit. We're pretty pleased with it. I think we've proved we can play with it. Terry Hughes, and we lost Terry, picked up a couple of good pickups, Matt Mundy and Reece Hastings, and there's a possibility Tabula might be back in training next week, so it's looking, we're pretty pleased with the situation.
You'd have undoubtedly the strongest squad in the Veto League. That's a no-brainer for most people. What are you going to do, and how are you going to shuffle so many quality players? Because your bench is, every player on your bench would be playing first team in most other sides.
We'll just pick the teams to suit the occasion, I think, and the guys all like playing for Rochedale and they like being there. So it'll probably be a bit of a task. It's not always easy to leave people out and to get it right when you've got so many to pick from. But we'll pick a team for the occasion, I think.
Do you think you've sent a clear and honest message out to the rest of the league is exactly where you are at now, and that if they want to win the premiership, they're going to have to beat you and beat you convincingly?
Well, I mean, it certainly does, but it's in our hands now. Everybody else is looking for someone else to do them a favour. I think we've got that little bit of daylight there. I don't know. I mean, when two good teams play each other, I guess, and you end up with an inflated score, it's obvious that something's gone right for one team and a lot of things have gone wrong for the other team. On another day it might turn out different, but we're pleased with what we've got there. 4 goals from Reece Hastings, but also I'd like to highlight the performance of Darren Gray. I thought Darren was immense today in the middle of the park, breaking things up, and I think he had 2 or 3 assists as well. I thought he was in the middle of the park, he was a real presence for us, and we were really pleased with that.
Jim, well, not the result, I'm sure, that was expected here today. Everyone expected a very close game. Did blow out in the end. The lads just didn't look like they were at the show today. They did a lot of things right, and at the end of the day made, I suppose, poor decisions and defended less than we'd expect from an Olympic side.
Well, Blanch, the ladder doesn't lie. We've conceded goals against poor sides, let alone a Rochedale side. So yeah, we did some defensive mistakes. We were probably in it at half time. Second part of the second half, it just looked like we were getting run over by a semi. But anyway, that's life, mate. Like I said, the ladder doesn't lie, and they're a good side.
I think it's a tribute to the league this year, where you can go out and have a good run, or go out like you did last week and end Redland's good run with a great performance, and then the next week come up against something like a Rochedale. There's no easy games anymore in the Veto League, which may have been the case in the few years past.
Yeah, look, every game's a hard game. I'm sure. I think on Tuesday night or Wednesday night we got North Pine in the Canali Cup. They're going to be hard. They just won a game, so. Every game's hard, which is good. We don't want a team just running away with it, but I think Rochedale now, and Wynnum probably in the box seat.
Obviously, some work to do on the training paddock. Again, at the end of the day, the side shows at times that it is one of the best football playing sides in the league. How do you think you're going to address the consistency? Because that's really what you're lacking at the moment.
Yeah, look, we work on it. We've been working on it for a while now, so maybe they're not just good enough. You can do so much for them. You can talk and do it on the paddock, and it's up to them to show up on game day and actually implement everything and actually want to win and try hard. We'll go from there. Next week, different game, so different team, different challenges.
There we have it. A 6-2 victory to Rochedale Rovers over Olympic FC here at Goodwin Park. And Bobby, not quite the outcome that we predicted, but you did say in the initial interview that both these sides had goals in them, and if Olympic didn't fix up their defence, they would be punished. Exactly what happened.
Yeah, well, the signs were there at half-time, as we spoke about. And going forward in the first half, Olympic, as we mentioned, were looking good going forward. But, when you lose possession of the ball, you've got to get players back behind the ball to defend. And Olympic didn't do that. And also, the back four, the boys that are a lot better than that, the boys that were playing there. But I was, from a ex-Olympic coach, I was really disappointed the way they defended. They were defending the whole width of the park. You know, if the ball's out on one side of the field, you've got to defend in half the width of the park, and they weren't doing that. The gaps were, you know, ginormous, and Rochedale capitalised on that. Nothing changed in the second half, unfortunately.
I think Rochedale, I asked a question of Kenny Armstrong. I asked him, does he think that sent a clear message to the rest of the league, what they did here tonight? And he seemed to think so. Do you think yourself that set the bar now, that everyone will be hunting Rochedale because of tonight's match?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that was a good win for Rochedale, even although they're up the top of the league. What they've done is that they've said to the rest of the league, catch us if you can. And it's going to be difficult, because if they're playing, you know, the level of football that they played tonight, they're not going to drop too many points, which makes it even more difficult for the chasing pack.
The fact they've improved their bench and improved their squad with two high-quality players. I mean, Reece Hastings comes out tonight, played a couple of games in reserve grade over the last few weeks, comes out tonight and scores 4. Matt Mundy, I thought, was very, very good at the back, very composed. They have this depth that's going to probably lead them to the league, because they can afford to have players injured or even suspended, and they've got more than ample backups on the bench.
Oh, absolutely. Depth is the key at any club, and that's what, as a senior coach, really that's what you strive for, is to have a good bench and depth, and, you know, having the confidence that if you do suffer a few injuries or a few suspensions, you know you've got quality coming on the park to replace them, and Rochedale have that. They've got that at the moment.
Darren Gray was mentioned by the Rochedale staff, and I thought that he had such a good game in the holding role. He broke everything up and started. I think he got 2 or 3 assists during the match as well, which is another good sign. With the loss of Terry Hughes, they seem to have just taken that step without any problems at all.
Yes, exactly. And Darren Gray, you know, I'm sure he'll admit himself, he's not the most silkiest of players, but he does a damn good job for the team. And I think any team in the league would be happy to have him. And the role he played tonight, deep Satan, you know, protecting the backline players, he did that to perfection.
I'd like to thank you, Bobby, for your help tonight. It's been absolutely fantastic. I'm sure we'll see you more as a Football Brisbane media analyst. And, next week the cameras will be out at Bayside for their Division 2 clash with Holland Park Hawks.